What's up, guys? Today I wanted to talk to you guys about how, if you're a beginner, to become gradually more comfortable with live rolling and with more intensive training in general. So the principle that I want to talk about is called resilience training. So this is something that's used by psychologists in order to get someone to become more resilient and be able to deal with something that causes them a significant amount of stress, a lot of time used for phobias. So an example of this, right? So let's say I have a fear of elevators, right? It's like I can't even look at one, and I get really nervous. Getting inside one would be like impossible for me. So if I was going to tackle this problem, I would have this person that was fearful of getting inside an elevator. The first thing I would do is like, okay, our first 5 sessions, all I want you to do is look at one. You don't need to go inside of it. You don't need to get close to it. We're just going to look at it from a distance, maybe like 20, 30 feet away. You're just going to look at it and then we'll go home, right? So you're telling the person, look, you're not going to get inside. I'm just getting you comfortable with looking at it, right? And then maybe the next 5 sessions, they come in and they're going to stand right in front of it. They're just going to stand right in front of it and look at it. So they're now a lot closer, but they're still not going inside of it. And then maybe the next time that they come by, you'll open the doors, you'll have them step inside for 5 to 10 seconds, and then you'll have them step out, right? You're going to make sure the door stays open. You're going to make sure that they can see you and they are going to come out. And then maybe the next time you increase that to 30 seconds. And then maybe at that point, maybe they're comfortable riding up one floor. And then maybe they're comfortable using the elevator for every floor. So the idea here is you're gradually pushing the boundaries of where a person's discomfort is until they're brave enough and able to deal with the ultimate source of discomfort, which was the origin of their phobia, right? Which was getting inside the elevator. So let's apply this to live training. So let's say, and this is something that happens a lot for women, not necessarily for men. It's sometimes easier to coax men into live rolling, but women, especially if they haven't done anything that, required physical contact as a kid or anything like that, may be awkward and difficult for them to go into a grappling environment. So for you guys, how do you guys become comfortable with this? Well, same way, gradually, okay? So maybe the first month of classes that you take, you just come in and you just rep the techniques on other women. You just do repetitions of the techniques on other women, and you don't live train. Maybe during the drilling section, during the positional drilling section or the live rolling section, you just watch, right? And just watching is fine, and that's also beneficial. Maybe the next month after that, right? So maybe your second month of training, now we can start having you flow with the other women, right? So we're still not really live training. One person is going and they're doing their move, and then the other person is letting them do it, and then they're responding with their own move. So you're flowing. We're not still adding any kind of resistance or anything like that. And then maybe your third month, you start taking one of the upper belt ladies, and they can start taking you through an actual live roll. Of course, they're going to be nice and controlled, and they're going to make sure that you understand your goal of where you want to go, and they're going to try to kill any spazziness that you might still have, being new. So we've worked from not rolling at all and just doing the technique to now you're rolling with someone who's an upper belt who you can trust to take care of the roll and be safe, right? Then maybe after that, after you've gotten comfortable with that, and after your instructor says, okay, I think you're ready to live roll, I think you're not spazzing, and I think you can deal with the pressures in all of these positions, then you start live rolling with women that are around your size, right? And then after that, a few months of that, or a few weeks, however long it takes you, you can start rolling with the bigger women, the women that outweigh you by a little bit and may be able to put more pressure on you. And then eventually, you might be able to be comfortable with rolling with men that are around your size that can control the roll, and you can go from there. And at that point, you can train with everybody. You'll be comfortable rolling with everybody. So that's ideally the goal. Now, this may take a long period of time. Everyone has a different comfort level when they come into a jiu-jitsu school or any grappling school with, the amount of physical contact that they want to do. I was an ex-wrestler when I started jiu-jitsu, so obviously I was super comfortable already. I rolled my first class. I thought it was amazing, and that was that. But not everybody's like that. If you're a beginner and you've never done any kind of self-defense, any kind of martial arts before, this may be very new, very overwhelming. My advice to you is just take things one step at a time. Gradual improvement is still improvement. okay? And as long as you're gradually improving, even if it takes you several weeks to work up the courage to do like a flow roll with somebody, you know, that's still huge progress. And, you know, the goal is to gradually push the boundaries of what you're able to do and continue to improve yourself. So, you know, I mainly applied it for women, but this goes for men too. You know, if you're a smaller guy, you know, and there's lots of big guys at the gym, maybe you're comfortable in the beginning rolling with just the other small guys or guys that are maybe a little bit bigger than you. But as you get better at jiu-jitsu, as you get more comfortable, you should also roll with the bigger guys too. It's important that you guys know how to deal with people of different sizes and different strength levels, because, you know, if you're in a self-defense situation, you're not going to be able to choose the weight class of your attacker. So you need to be able to deal with everybody. Now, I apply this concept of resilience training equally to kids, okay? So this is especially true for my younger age groups, for ages 4, 5, 6. You know, if they're very intimidated, if they're not, you know, socially able to just come in and, you know, just get right into the lesson, like they're very nervous, maybe they sit off to the side and they're like, I don't want to do class today, right? The same concept applies, okay? So if I have a kid who's very nervous and, you know, doesn't want to take class, they're really scared, really intimidated, you know, I just tell them like, hey, it's okay. Listen, just for today, I want you to just watch class, okay? I'm just going to have you watch class, and I'll have them watch class for that day. Then I'll talk to parents. I'll be like, you know, bring them back tomorrow. I'm going to do the same thing. And then hopefully at the end, because at the end of my classes, I like to play a game or two if the kids were good, I'll let them jump into the game. So maybe now at least they get some kind of interaction with the kids that's outside the martial arts context, right? They'll play freeze tag or, you know, dodgeball or zombie tag or whatever game we're playing that day, right? So at that point, maybe now they're able to at least do the warm-up drills the third or fourth time that they come in. And so you've gradually worked them and introduced them into that environment. You know, maybe they're not necessarily ready for the live drilling yet, and you could wait another week or so for that, but you've at least gotten them into class and you've at least gotten them learning techniques. So, you know, if you have a kid that's very easily intimidated by this sort of environment, you know, just stay the course. Just gradually push what they're able to do. And you do need to push your kids. Your kids need to be uncomfortable and they need to deal with new situations, because ultimately that's what you want to do. You want to make your kid strong enough mentally and physically to deal with whatever is thrown at them in life, right? So as they get older, you want to put them in uncomfortable situations. You want to like make them work their mental and physical resources so that they're able to intake new information and they're able to deal with problems that are thrown at them. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think this is a very important concept that applies not just in jiu-jitsu training, but to everywhere else. If there's something that, you know, you're uncomfortable with, or if there's a skill that you know you need to improve, but you know you're very intimidated by improving that skill, gradually exposing yourself to the thing that you're afraid of and conquering it is what works. That is what works. So I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure you like and subscribe, because it really does help us when you guys do that if you enjoy the content. Also, if you want to expand on something that I said, make sure you leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.